Welcome to our weekly maritime vlog. I'm Corey Ransom with International Maritime Security Associates. This week, we are giving you an update on crew travel restrictions around the world. So as you know from the intro of this vlog, we're going to be talking about the continuing issue of crew changeouts and the issues with getting crew members, regardless of industry, cargo lines, cruise lines, and large yachts around the world to their vessels and then from their vessels back home. This time, we are going back to someone who's becoming a favorite guest of ours here on the program, a twofer. We have invited Tim Davey, who's the CEO of Global Marine Travel. Tim, in my opinion, is one of the leading experts worldwide when it comes to crew member travel. His company specializes in this, so it's really cool to have Tim back on the program joining us via video uplink today.
So Tim, thanks for taking the time to join us again. You are a twofer on the vlog. There's not many people who have been invited back for a second showing, so congratulations on that. Welcome and welcome back. We enjoyed talking to you. We had you on, I think it was the beginning of April, so 5 months ago, when we were talking about, just kind of the beginning stages of this crew change crisis for the maritime industry around the world. So, Tim, from your perspective, what's changed in the last 5 months? What does it look like, April versus now here into the mid part, end of September, when we take a look at, crew changes and what's happening with that?
Yeah, great. And thanks, Corey, for having me back. I'm very honored for that. What's changed? I think the biggest thing is we have a lot more information now and we have direction. 5 months ago, everybody was making travel up as we went along. Nobody had any clue how long this was going to last, what the depths of the problem was going to dive to and so forth. And in travel, we really went to the very lowest level possible, and that is borders closed and no airlines flying. Now, that's slowly improved over the last 5 months, and there are borders that are open. There are some that are still closed. There are some that are very restrictive. And there are airlines that have gone bankrupt. There are airlines that have reduced the capacity they have in the skies. And there are airlines that are still doing furloughs and layoffs, especially here in the United States right now. So a lot has changed. And it's still a very fluid situation. And it is a very fine line, but with balancing your economics of running the business, especially running an airline, and being able to hang in there until life gets back to normal travel patterns, whether it's in the corporate world, the leisure side for cruise ships, or, on our side of it with the private yacht crew travel. So it takes all of those different industries, cruise, commercial, shipping, private yachts, leisure, corporate, all to work together to get numbers back for the airlines so that they can have the normal routes that we're all used to. Right now, nothing is the same. Your favorite flight from Fort Lauderdale to New York is not scheduled to go on that time. Your aircraft that you like to fly on between Miami and London is different from what you're used to. And it may or may not go, depending if they get the necessary number of passengers there. Mm-hmm. So this is the new normal that we're living with right now.
I know that I've done some travel just domestically here in the United States during the COVID, and it was actually a pleasure. I was on one flight that had 50 people, the other had 44, so everybody basically got their own row. Easy on, easy off the plane. The flights departed early, arrived early, but I know that's a lot different for international when you're trying to cross borders. And with the scope of what you guys deal with, Tim, where are you seeing some of the trouble spots where it's very difficult for you to do the crew change out and be able to facilitate getting crew in and out?
Yeah, great question, Corey. Like you, I've done some travel myself as well, and it all went really smoothly, but that was domestically. To go internationally, Each country has different rules and regulations, but typically right now, you need to go and get a COVID test before you, like 2 weeks prior to departure. And then some countries are requiring it 7 days before departure, and it has to be negative, and you have to submit that to the airline before they'll let you board the aircraft. That, in addition to taking your own masks and hygiene, your PPP packs and so forth. Some airlines are giving it to you, others aren't. But there's always a lot of hand sanitizer and so forth. So as I said, each country is a little bit different, but the really big trouble spots that are affecting the yacht crews is Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. The restrictions on entry is incredible. But more importantly, getting on-signing crew out of those countries. In some cases, it's been next to impossible. Australia needs you to apply to the government, and they only let a certain number of people in on a daily basis, and it depends where you are in that queue. So, in the old days, 5 months ago, right?
Right.
We were known for last minute travel, and we'll get you on that flight. And we just can't do that now because there's so many other steps depending on what the city pair request is that we have to go through. But I have to take my hat off to Shawn O'Brien, who leads our private yacht team. The way that he has operationally kept all of our agents up to date with what's changing with the border rules and regulations and the flights that are available to those countries. He's done a fantastic job. And I know a lot of you watching this blog know Shawn and realize that he looks like Corey now. He doesn't have any hair at all.
Well, I saw Shawn, Michael Reardon from Reardon Yacht Consulting that we all know really well. I had Shawn on talking about that. So what we'll do is we'll dig that video up and we'll link that down in the comments section below so you can see a little bit too of that conversation. I know Shawn well and have known him for a long time in the industry like you, and I have a lot of respect for you, Tim, and Shawn, and what you guys are doing over there.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thanks, Corey.
One of the interesting things when you mention Australia and New Zealand being basically almost basically 180 degrees opposite in season, and what we are is they're coming out of the winter season now. As we go into fall, they're going to spring. So it's not unusual to see those type of restrictions because they are coming out of their winter season. So you see the flu down there spike at this time of the year and through our summer and other things. So it's not unusual. And same with South Africa to see that. And hopefully as they move into the summer season, some of those restrictions will start to abate a little bit. One of the things, Tim, that you mentioned is, the last minute piece. And I know sometimes with crew change outs, that's a big deal where you have a crew member call up and within 24 hours or 36 hours, they need to be in a certain location. What type of a lead time does it take now for you guys to be able to facilitate that crew change movement?
Yeah. The answer to that, Corey, is as much time as possible. And the reality of that depends on situation to situation. Typically, depending what the city pair is, let's say it's US to the European Union, we can do that easily, 24, 36 hours, no issues. If you've got some crew on board that are from the Philippines, we need a lot more time to organize that, sometimes up to a week, because entry into the Philippines is limited to 300 people a day at the moment, but that number fluctuates on a weekly basis. So it's whether we can get the slots, the seats, and that takes time. So that's a week. Similarly, entry or departure from Australia, we're finding that's taking us a couple of days to get booked as well. So as much notice as you can, please let us know. And we don't mind if you don't end up going. So if you think you're going to go and you want to cover yourself, call us. We'll work on it for you. And at least that way you've got a backup, you've got an option. It might take us a week to get it right. And then at the end of the day, you've got a solid option with some confidence that knows that you're going to get to your destination.
That's perfect. And what we'll do, Tim, like we did on the last vlog, is we'll have links to your social media, your operations number, website, all of those details in the comment section down below, so that if people have questions, they can reach out to you, they can message you, and be able to get over to you guys. Is there anything else, Tim, that you'd like to add about travel, or any tips or anything that we might have missed?
I think we covered the highlights, but the important thing is patience. It's patience on the visa entry requirements and seeing what's changed. It's patience if you are lucky enough to travel and let's say entry into the US. It's patience with the border officials, the CBP guys. Some of them are interpreting the rules a little bit differently right now. So the important thing is to remember that when you travel, you've got a support network out there. Not only do you have GMT, but we've got resources with our friends at the Marine Industries Association, the USSA, people like yourself, Corey, and we all band together to help move crew. So if there is a problem, because there is a lot of misinformation out there, remain calm, be patient, make some phone calls. We'll get to the bottom of it, and we'll sort it out at the end of the day. So that would be the big thing I'd preach right now is, travel's not as easy as it once was. Takes us a little bit of time to do it. Pre-planning, forethought, and it's not always possible with the yachts and the bosses and last-minute whims and so forth. I know that, but even the bosses are realizing that it's a different world right now, and sometimes things take a bit longer. So, yeah, thanks, Corey.
Hey, Tim, that's definitely great advice, and we really appreciate you. I know how busy you guys are, so we appreciate you taking a few minutes today to come on and give us an update. And again, depending how things look over the next few months, we'll probably have you back towards the end of this year, after the first of next year. Hopefully we'll get towards a vaccine and start to see some things over the coming months start to normalize. But we always appreciate your time. So thanks for joining us today, Tim.
Thanks, Corey. Take care. Cheers, everyone.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate all the viewers that we have on this channel. Make sure you hit that like button for all the videos you like. Subscribe to this channel so you get notified when we post new videos. Also, connect to us through our social media, detailed in the banner above and also in the comments section below. If you have any questions when it comes to maritime security, maritime risk management, or maritime regulatory compliance, don't hesitate to reach out to the experts here at IMSA, because we're always happy to steer you in the right direction.